In both cases, you could see it here, and each team is going to need a boatload of help from other teams losing. So for the Steelers, it takes them from 7-13, but the Bengals with the big loss here, and you just said it. The big winners, the team we're about to watch, the Buffalo Bills, because now the Bills don't need any help. Win 3, they're in the playoffs, no questions asked.
And the way they're playing, it looks like that might be easy for them. We'll talk about them more in a second here. I think this is a result for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not a whole lot of people saw it coming. Some people saw it coming.
Yeah, I mean, you're wise.
Take it. In case you forgot.
Beginner's luck.
But the story's coming in. Mason Rudolph getting the start by Mike Tomlin, wanted to shake things up, and George Pickens, a lack of effort last week. They both stepped up in this one.
Big time step up. I mean, the last 3 weeks we kept going, well, the Steelers are turning around, and it was like, wow, it's just bad football across the board. But right from the get-go, second play of the game, this guy was man-to-man a lot today. And he's the most dangerous guy on the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Slant route down the middle, bad angle by the safety leg we talked about at halftime, and we continued to see this first half of the game.
And what I love about it, they gave him opportunities. This right here, right before the half, throwing it up. If he's one-on-one, we're going to give him a chance. But Mike Tomlin talked about in the offseason, you have great, talented players. It's his job as a coach to bring the best out of them, find a way to coach them, and that's what you saw this week with George Pickens. A lot of us wrote him off, but the Steelers continue to count on him in big moments.
Why give him that many opportunities one-on-one is what I want to say to the Cincinnati coaches. That's
Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in this Peacock holiday exclusive. Hi, everyone. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark. Game kicks off exclusively on Peacock in 5 minutes. If you haven't downloaded it yet, go check out the QR code over Chris's shoulder. Buffalo. Thank you. Buffalo 8-6, Chris. They won 3 of their last 4. They beat Kansas City and Dallas, and now with the Bengals loss, they control their path to the playoffs. They could be the most dangerous team in the AFC if they get in. Why are they playing this way?
I think Joe Brady, when he took over as the offensive coordinator, changed a few things. They ran Dallas into submission a week ago. James Cook came out as one of the stars of the league after that game. And now they have Josh Allen in a lot of these spread formations, which really lets him show his athleticism as a passer and a runner. But defensively, this team's had so many injuries. How they've been even better since, I have no idea.
Chargers on the other side. They lost so many close games again the early part of this year. And last Thursday night, they lose in Vegas 63-21. And they make the changes. So Brandon Staley's out as the head coach. Tom Telesco out as the GM. Justin Herbert, their quarterback, is hurt. A lot going on there. We were at their practice Thursday. What'd you sense as we got to watch the Chargers?
You know, they're a proud team, and I expect them to fight back in this one. I really do. This is a team in transition. And if you like living in L.A. and you like playing for the Chargers, you better show up in the last 3 games because everybody's watching. They're embarrassed. They're angry. And I think they're dangerous for the Bills.
And they have a new head coach. For more on the interim man in charge, we go down to Melissa Stark.
Hi, Mike. Gift Smith took over this role 8 days ago. The 55-year-old has been with the Chargers for 8 seasons, most recently as their outside linebacker coach. And even though he hasn't ever been a head coach, he has drawn praise across the organization for his leadership. I asked linebacker Khalil Mack about Smith, and he said he's a straight shooter. There's no sugarcoating anything he says, and we need that honesty. Smith told his players, you have a clean slate. You're being judged off these last 3 games. Nothing that happened before matters. And he was quick to tell us, we're not looking to give rookies reps. Ownership really wants us to win these remaining games. I talked to him just a few minutes ago, and he said, now that I'm back on the field, this is my comfort zone. All I have to do is coach. There is one thing that's making him nervous, though. His 17-year-old daughter, Ava, she said, Dad, they're giving you the challenge flag. Just don't mess it up.
There's the best advice you got all week. And the Chargers are still mathematically alive in the AFC. 5-9. They must win the rest of their games and get a ton of help. Time now for the national anthem here in Los Angeles.
This reception, you score 8 free wings when you buy 8 wings from Jolene's Wings and Beer.
Yeah. I'll just stay here for this last line now. Right? Okay. Yep. Yep. Well, for those watching on NBC, up next, it's John Cryer's return to television in the new comedy Extended Family. And on Peacock, we're about a minute away from the NFL Holiday Exclusive. Essentially a must-win for the Bills, taking on the Chargers exclusively on Peacock. And with the Cincinnati loss, here is the up to the second AFC playoff race. Big test tomorrow and Monday for the teams at the top. Baltimore's in San Francisco, Miami hosting Dallas, KC and Jacksonville, the other division leaders. In the wild card chase, the Bengals loss gives the Bills control. Buffalo wins out. They're in the playoffs no matter what else happens. And Chris, we asked Sean McDermott about the tiebreakers. He's not talking about the permutations with his team just yet. What he did want to talk about is one of the reasons the Bills are in position to make this run down the stretch. That's the turnaround on offense, the emergence of last year's second-round pick, James Cook, at running back.
Yeah, and I think he just has been unleashed in many ways. One of the weaknesses that he has is in pass protection. Yeah, when they go with these spread formations, basically now he's a runner and a receiver. And if that's all he has to do, you have problems on defense. So the fact that you've got Josh Allen who can run the football sort of takes care of that element of it and allows him to go out and be a real dynamic playmaker.
We got a 1-2 combo there in the backfield. Speaking of 1-2 combos, firing up the crowd before the game. Sarah Hughes, Kelly Chang, maybe, maybe not. Southern California natives, USC teammates, one of the top beach volleyball duos in the world. Gold medal contenders for the Paris Olympics 31 weeks from now. And Chris will be there with us. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
No brainer. It's fine. No issue.
Like you mentioned, they're still fighting for playoff spot as well. So it's time for the Chargers to spoil play together. Basically, just don't be a jerk, man. If you see something, say something. Locate nearest guest service representative or text assist me to 69050. Okay, glad that's over. All right, listen up and look at the infinity screen. Unauthorized transmission of accounts or descriptions of the game, including play-by-play data, is strictly prohibited.
now. And if you like living in Los Angeles, you better show up and play these last 3 games. There'll be a lot of emotion out here. This team was embarrassed. They're angry, and I think they're dangerous for the Bills.
And they've got a new interim head coach. For more on him, a good evening to Melissa Stark. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Mike. Gift Smith took over this role 8 days ago. The 55-year-old has been with the Chargers for 8 seasons, most recently as the outside linebackers coach. And even though he's never been a head coach, he has drawn praise across the organization for his leadership. I asked linebacker Khalil Mack about Smith. He said he's a straight shooter. There is no sugarcoating anything he says, and we need that honesty. Smith told his players, you have a clean slate. You're being judged off these last 3 games. Nothing that happened before matters. He was quick to tell us we're not looking to give rookies reps. Ownership really wants us to win these remaining 3 games. And I just talked to Smith a few minutes ago. He said once he took the field tonight, he was at peace. This is his comfort zone. Now all he has to do is coach. But there is one thing that is making him nervous. His 17-year-old daughter, Ava, said, Dad, they're really giving you a challenge flag? Don't mess it up.
Nothing like a daughter telling dad the way it is. Chargers are still mathematically alive in the AFC. 5-9. They got to win tonight and get a lot of help. Time now here at SoFi for our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as the Naval Munitions Command Pacific Conus West presents our country's colors. And now, to perform our national anthem, please welcome season 24 winner of NBC's The Voice, Huntley.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies' red glare, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled
the Bills fans in the crowd here in Southern California cheer Shakir for the gain of 13.
Come right out throwing the football here in this game after predominantly a run attack we could go against Dallas. But so I think that it's just difficult right now to play the Buffalo Bills. You're just not sure what they're going to come out here with.
Just correct myself. That was ruled a catch on the Diggs play. So technically Allen is 2 for 2. And the run there on first down with Cook will gain a couple of yards over the 40 to the 41-yard line for Dalvin's younger brother.
A lot of different things going on with this football team, and there is Stephon Diggs coming back on, and that is very good indeed. He averages 8 touchdowns on the year, leads Buffalo in all 3.
But it's been a minute since he's had one of those big games, those 100-yard games.
It has been.
So notice taken that the first pass was to Diggs. Allen retreating. Diggs short, unable to scoop it off the ground. Incomplete. Derwin James sliding back with Jalen Hawkins in coverage for the Chargers.
Enough pressure here to be able to make him just come up a little bit short. And already we're seeing a little different role out of Derwin James, their best player in the secondary. A little bit more around the line of scrimmage. In the past, he has been playing a little off the ball, some man coverage, and now with Gift Smith coming in there, a little change of role.
Trent Sherfield's the receiver to the top of the screen. Shakir in motion. 5 out in the pattern. The Allen throw is broken up by Hawkins again. So Jalen Hawkins, who started the season with the Falcons, has made a couple of good plays, and the pressure was on from Khalil Mack.
Going to get the pressure right off the bat, and then on the back at-bats, and it's paying off early.
Sam Martin to punt it away. Darius Davis, the rookie, he's got more punt return yards than anyone in the league this year. Awaiting. And fair catching it. 51-yard kick back to the 8 where the Charger offense will get going.
Easton Stick, North Dakota State.
Austin Eckler, Western Colorado.
Jalen Guyton, Trinity Valley.
Joshua Palmer, Tennessee.
Quentin Johnston, TCU.
Gerald Everett, South Alabama.
Rashawn Slater, Northwestern.
Zion Johnson, Boston College.
Brendan Hymas, Nebraska.
Jamari Salyer, Georgia. Trey Pipkins, University of Sioux Falls.
All right, so there's no Keenan Allen. Misses his second game with a heel injury. The receiver's out. Chargers are on their third center. That's Hymas, who you heard in the introductions. And there's Herbert, the quarterback, out with the injured finger. So Herbert, the top quarterback, the top 2 wide receivers, the top 2 centers are out for Easton Stick. Swinging out to Austin Eckler. Quiet last game. Eckler gains about 6 yards. Shy of the 15-yard line. So here are the numbers in that blowout. The numbers look better. Obviously, the Raiders play a little softer defense in what was the first NFL start for Easton Stick, who was drafted in the 5th round 5 years ago. He played 2 snaps in year 2. Didn't play at all the last 2 years, and then came out for the injured Herbert a couple of weeks ago against Denver before the stats you saw with that initial start and the blowout loss to the Raiders. Toss Eckler. To cut it back inside, got away from that first hit, and Eckler with a first down to the 23-yard line. So some good hard running there, and the Chargers move the sticks.
Talk about somebody who's trying to prove something as well. Austin Eckler with a nice little spin move here on the back end. Looked like he was going to be stopped for basically no gain, and he really struggled a week ago. 9 yards on 5 carries, and this is not a great blocking offensive line up front, and they have struggled to run the ball this year.
Populate the backfield, just a gain of 1 for Eckler. Greg Rousseau, the tackle. Here's the rest of the Bills defense.
Gregory Rousseau, Miami. Ed Oliver, University of Houston.
Benville Joseph, East Carolina.
Leonard Floyd, University of Georgia.
Tyrell Dodson, Texas A&M.
Terrell Bernard, Baylor.
Russell Douglas, East Orange, New Jersey.
Taryn Johnson, Weber State.
Jordan Poyer, Oregon State.
Taylor Rapp, Washington.
Christian Benford, Villanova.
No Micah Hyde, the safety again. Second straight game he's had a neck injury. Jordan Phillips, big guy up front. Huge in their run stopping on the injured list with his injury. This pass complete to Quentin Johnston, the rookie first-round pick. Out to the 45-yard line. Good throw from Stick. A gain of 21 and a Charger first down.
Yeah, Mike, a little creativity. They're starting to move the quarterback around and roll him to the left, and so Johnson comes back on the backside of that thing wide open. But I think you already, defensively and now offensively, you're feeling a little energy out of this Chargers team. Exactly what we were talking about. They were fired up for this one.
Isaiah Spiller is the back. They get it in the hands of the first-round pick, Johnston. And he's stopped by Terrell Bernard for no gain on the play. We talked to Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, was with Dallas for a long time. And maybe some things are open because, Chris, he actually had Easton Stick for a week of practice this week.
Yeah, and when you're the backup quarterback, you can go months without even taking a single play in practice. The starting quarterback, in this case, Justin Herbert, would get all the snaps. So give him a little bit of time. Give him a little practice. Let's see what happens now.
They give the run a yard. Palmer got a block from Erickson on the edge. And we'll get around the 48-yard line to set up third down here. It sounds insane to fans. Like, how do you not give your backup snaps? But you realize with a long season, you can't run your guys in the ground Monday through Thursday.
That's the reason a lot of backup quarterbacks are fat. They don't do anything.
COLLINS. You all send them to Chris. I love the backup quarterbacks. 3rd and 7. The guy's been the backup for a while here. Stick. Protected. Fires. Palmer. First down at the 33-yard line. Easton Stick looking good here on this drive. That's 20 yards on that throw and catch.
The key, Mike, is the protection here. The problem that Stick has had is that he has fumbled the ball, getting hit in the pocket a few times. We know what the Bills can do with their pass rush, but so far he has just been sitting there comfortably, reading the defense, and you just wonder whether or not their head coach is going to lose his mind out there. How excited must he be?
For the 33, somebody went the wrong way, so Stick was scramble and turned it into a run of about a half yard. So Easton Stick, he's been around. It's his 5th year. And he backed up even when Phillip Rivers was the quarterback here, and he was the 3rd because Tyrod Taylor was around. But like you said, Herbert takes all the snaps in practice.
Yeah.
Never missed a game. So Stick's been in mothballs for a while.
But Stick can run, you know, and we always talk about Justin Herbert and his ability to get out and make plays. I think we'll see a little bit more of Stick getting out of the pocket, a little rollout stuff, and maybe even some intentional sort of quarterback runs.
2nd and 9, protected, shot downfield for Johnston, just off his hands. Well, the rookie out of TCU featured here early. Rasul Douglas and Taylor Rapp, the safety, coming over to help get in the way.
I thought Quentin Johnston just settled a little bit and just backed off the gas. Let's see if right here, he just sort of slowed down a tad. And that was the difference on that play. You have to assume that every ball on the field is coming to you.
Third and 9. In field goal range for Cameron Dicker. Can't take a sack. Stick. Throwing. Caught. Stone smart. Stick to Stone in the red zone. 1st and goal. Sorry.
There we go. Stick, Stones, and all night long. What do you think? The Chargers look great so far in this thing. Going against one of the really good ones, and Taron Johnson just finds a little void in the zone there. But how about Easton Stick? Man, they should have given him some practice time earlier.
5 of 6, 72 yards on the drive. And design run that Chris was talking about with Stick around the edge. And out of bounds, he gains a couple of yards. So all of his years at North Dakota State, fabulous FCS program. This was part of the gig. Think Carson Wentz, think Trey Lance. Stick was the quarterback between those two.
Yeah, and for sure you had to run it in that program. So he's used to it. He's fast. He's about a 4'6" guy. Now he's not going to outrun corners and safeties to the edge, but some of those read option plays very much in play with him.
Halfway through the quarter, Gerald Everett switches sides, tight end. Eckler runs that way, got through the first contact. Down inside the 3-yard line. And I'm thinking right now about Gift Smith, because if you don't get the touchdown here, you're going to go for it on 4th. And those first decisions are going to start coming here.
They are indeed. And I'm sure he's thinking about it right now. But, you know, Mike, if this team could run the ball just a little bit, right? They could have won some of those close games. They've been in so many close games.
27th in the league in rushing yards. 3rd and goal. Going to throw for it. Stick. Searching. Scrambling. Firing. Incomplete. And fighting with Joshua Palmer. Taylor Rapp over there. Chargers sending out the field goal unit.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision too, don't you?
Yes.
You want to come away. You're playing well in the game. You want to take the lead. You want to establish that you're in this game against the Buffalo Bills. And I tell you, Mike, it's the hardest thing in the world to come off a game like what Buffalo had against Dallas a week ago.
And his NFL career is on the run here, and Leonard Fournette, with flags coming in, tackled at the 29-yard line. You have to go back to 2014 at LSU in a bowl game against Notre Dame.
I remember it.
Yes, the last time Fournette returned to kickoff, and it was a touchdown in the Music City Bowl. Adrian Hill is our referee here tonight.
Holding during the return, number 54. That penalty will be enforced 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down, Buffalo.
And time to meet the Los Angeles defense.
Khalil Mack, University at Buffalo.
Austin Johnson, Penn State.
Nick Williams, Stanford.
Tulito Ipalato, USC.
Eric Kendricks, UCLA.
Kenneth Murray, Oklahoma.
Asante Samuel, Florida State.
Derwin James, Florida State.
Alohi Gilman, Notre Dame.
Jalen Hawkins, Cal.
Michael Davis, BYU.
So Brandon Staley, the head coach who's no longer with the Chargers, was the defensive play caller. So Derek Ansley, who was the defensive coordinator in name, is now calling The D for the Chargers, gain of 3 on that one, with Leonard Fournette getting his first carry as a Buffalo Bill. So it's a bunch of people in different roles tonight, including this man, 42 years old.
Yeah, and Ansley basically said, I went to the players, I went to the leaders, like, what do you guys want to do? Let me hear it. And so they basically formulated a plan out of a lot of input from a lot of the leaders on this defense. And there have been a few changes. And one of them, and I think justifiably so, was Derwin James being a little bit more down in that star role, as they call it.
2nd and 7, deep drop for Allen, who throws in the middle. That one is caught at the 36-yard line. Gabe Davis, who has been quiet, no receptions the last couple of games, has one there for a Buffalo first down.
Yeah, no receptions, 3 out of the last 4, but the one in between, he had over 100 yards. So, I mean, it's really hard to figure out this Buffalo Bills offense on a lot of different fronts. And I think one of the things that, you know, they sort of joked about a little bit, but are the receivers getting upset? You know, they ran the ball so much against Dallas, and you got to try to keep everybody happy in some way. But, you know, when you're running like that, what the heck?
This guy off Josh Allen's design run takes the hit at the 41-yard line, and we'll go down to Melissa.
Mike, you were talking about Brandon Staley. Well, Khalil Mack and Brandon Staley have known each other since 2018 when Staley was the Bears' outside linebackers coach. And I asked Mack if they've talked since Staley was fired last week. He said, not yet. He said, that's my man, and I just feel like I let him down. Mack said he's disappointed in himself because he felt helping the attitude and the culture of this team was his role when the Chargers traded for him last season, and he feels like he didn't get that done.
Another one of the players, Melissa, had a long-term relationship with Staley, Sebastian Joseph Day, who was with him when Staley was the coordinator for the Rams. He was cut earlier this week. So a lot of changes in personnel here for the Chargers. The run by Cook loses yardage, and it'll bring up 3rd down for this Buffalo offense.
I don't know exactly what they're doing with Giff over there, but they are getting penetration across the line of scrimmage, and even though they're trying to pull offensive linemen out and around, the penetration inside is getting there before Cook can get to the outside.
And it was the man Melissa was just talking about, Khalil Mack, who, as Bills fans know, was a Buffalo Bull, playing at the University of Buffalo in his college days. 3rd and 5, deep drop. Allen steps up to make time. Incomplete. Davis and Sherfield were both in the area. It goes incomplete for the 2nd drive. It's a first down, and then Buffalo will kick it away.
That was weird right there. Latavius Murray makes a great block coming in on Kenneth Murray on the blitz right from the middle. And Josh Allen beautifully steps up and through, has somebody wide open, and just missed the throw. I thought this was going to be a catch and run for about 50 yards.
I was thinking the same thing. I was looking up to see if anybody was back there. Davis was going to get it. 2nd time, Martin punts from his own 41. Darius Davis awaits again. This one is shorter at the 15, a 44-yard go to State. We mentioned earlier the combo that were on either side of his time there in Fargo. Trey Lance with the Niners now, or now the Cowboys, they drafted by the Niners. And Carson Wentz is now the backup here in L.A. with the Rams. Run there by Eckler for a yard. Chris, I enjoyed sitting down with Easton Stick and getting to meet him, and this is his opportunity. This is his big chance.
Yeah, it really was. And he was talking about Phillip Rivers and what an impact he had, that he was sort of like Peyton Manning. He ran everything. In the meetings, he was telling everybody, he's pulling out footage from 2008 and what they all had to do. And so he's been around some great leaders of men. And I think now that he gets a chance to run the operation and do it here for a sustained period of time, he's just having fun. He knows this may be his only opportunity, but he's enjoying it and playing well.
Flag is down as Gerald Everett makes the catch across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Flag thrown in the backfield. And Adrian Hill communicating.
Illegal shift.
Communicating over to the Buffalo side what they want to do with this one.
Illegal shift, offense. Number 28 moved while another player was in motion and did not reset before the snap. 5-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Let's stay with that point and go back to Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator we mentioned earlier. What did Kellen tell us this week? These 3 weeks for Easton Stick, this is his Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
This is it for this guy.
It really is, and Easton didn't even look at it like that. He said, forget 3 weeks. I may get 1 game. The heck with that. I'm right now.
But Kellen Moore knows and understands from his time as a backup in Dallas. 2nd and 14 for Stick. His throw in the middle is intercepted. Pulled away by Benford. There's a flag down. Christian Benford on the move. He's down at the 15-yard line. So he comes away with the interception. There's a flag down. Also, Terrell Bernard for the Bills is down. And the athletic training staff is out to see him. And that's a concern for Buffalo.
Before the pass, holding defense, number 47. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So on the man